Thank you, Leader Ort, and thank you for your strong leadership on this critical issue. Good afternoon. I am State Senator Daphne Jordan, representing the 43rd Senatorial District, which includes all of Columbia County and parts of Rensselaer, Saratoga, and Washington counties. I'm proud to be joined today by members of law enforcement from my respective counties and communities. With us today, and you can just give a little wave as I say your name, we have Captain John DeRocha with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office. Saratoga County Undersheriff Richard Castle. Captain Jeffrey Brown with the Saratoga County Sheriff's Office. Rensselaer County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Bergalt. And Saratoga Springs Police Chief Shane Crooks. Thank you all so much for being here. We're proud and honored to stand beside these outstanding members of law enforcement who've dedicated their lives to protecting and serving and to making a positive difference for their communities. Our police, our sheriffs, the individuals standing with us here are the finest, most dedicated, honorable, professional, and courageous people you'll ever meet. They work in some of the most difficult, demanding, and yes, dangerous conditions imaginable. In a moment, we'll hear from Saratoga County Undersheriff Richard Castle. He'll speak to their experiences as a member of law enforcement, why strong public support for the police is more important than ever, and about the New York State Sheriff's Association's new legislative package that we will be advancing later today during Senate session. We utilized the great work already done by the Sheriff's Association and adopted their smart, forward-thinking legislative package that they unveiled last week. The Sheriff Association's common sense proposal called for protections of and support for law enforcement personnel. Our Protect Those Who Protect Us package, which emanates from and is supported by the Sheriff's Association, would deter violence against law enforcement by increasing penalties on existing crimes and creating new categories of crimes because of new types of attacks. Our package includes increasing the penalty for resisting arrest, establishing the crime of failure to retreat, increasing assault on a police officer by 1 degree for the current crimes pertaining to assault upon a police officer, and make all of them crimes for which a judge could require the posting of bail. I'm proud to support and sponsor that important bill. Creating a Class D felony of aggravated harassment of a police or peace officer. Making any crime committed against a police officer because of his or her status as a police officer a hate crime. Establishing the crime of aggravated offering of a false accusation against a police officer. Establishing the crime of doxing a police officer. Creating the crime of stalking a police officer or peace officer. Establishing a dangerous employment benefit for law enforcement officers. Making Police Memorial Day on May 15th a state holiday in honor of more than 1,500 police officers who have died in the line of duty in New York. These measures are nonpartisan, smart solutions, and the message they send is unambiguous and strong. Our message? The men and women of our Senate Republican Conference and millions of law-abiding New Yorkers stand with law enforcement. We realize that they need protection too, and we'll always have their backs. We've seen shocking reports of how New York City shootings tripled in early July when compared to 2019 numbers. We've witnessed recent chilling attack in New York City as the NYPD's highest-ranking officer, Chief Terrence Monahan, and other officers were brutally beaten as they protected a pro-police unity rally with clergy members crossing the Brooklyn Bridge. And because of the bad policy that our laws now allow for, the suspect who struck Chief Monahan was released without bail. We've watched the sheer insanity of some New York City elected officials defunding the NYPD and ongoing radical calls to defund the police in other cities and communities. And we've seen our best and bravest endure acts of violence, threats, and attempted intimidation. Police officers have been punched, kicked, shot, stabbed, hit with bottles, bricks, and brass knuckles. They've had rocks, Molotov cocktails, and every disgusting insult imaginable hurled at them. Each time, the Blue Line has stood strong. Now's the time for state government to stand with and speak up on behalf of the courageous men and women of law enforcement. The Senate Democrats should follow our lead, support these important measures, and make passage of this comprehensive legislative package a reality.